Can a teacher become a millionaire? Well, absolutely. I've made several of them. I love them. Number one, we need them to teach in a much better, broader way, given what's happened with COVID. But let's talk about that. Let's talk about how can teachers who make 40 to 80,000 become a millionaire. Number one, you got to leverage your skill sets, your distinctions. There's something about how you teach. There's something about your connection to the kids. There's something about just your style, your processes. That intellectual property is going to go a long way, teachers. So that's number one. The second thing, how do you make those lucrative opportunities? How do you cause those distinctions? How could you create some online courses? How could you partner with other experts like me and actually take this book and make it a homeschool course with me? Hint, hint, teachers who want to come play, put it in the comment section below. I would love to help you. And then last, let's talk about the scams, the amount of just crap that's out there that you don't want to get involved in. And that's not only on the money making side, but it's on the money investing side. So let's begin. How do you analyze your skill sets? How do you start looking at your industry and not just from a teacher, what all the normal teachers do, but how do you be a distinctively different one? Leverage your skills. So if you're a teacher, add on tutoring, right? There was people in our community that actually started the Tutor Doctor, right? It's a whole tutoring franchise. You could buy it that way. You could do specialty tutoring. Like I always say, the gifted and talented and the special needs are where the help is needed. And there's a lot of money either in the families or government money for those. Music teachers, where have they all gone? Art teachers, whatever you're really good at. And then again, art. There's no such thing as a starving artist. I made so many artists millionaires. Why? Because they put their art on mugs, on cups, on buyable things, and not $20,000, $30,000 prints they hope once in a lifetime one person is going to buy. So again, you've got to look at the marketing. You got to look at the leverage ability. Would you rather sell, something for $10 to a million people, or would you rather just sell one person and get $1 million from one person? You need leverage. You need database. You need a database of people who follow you, know you, like you, trust you. So the minute you pick a path, you need to get up a big marketing machine with the right software that tracks your people, takes them off of social media following into you. I need you to go to askrms.com, stands for Rapid Marketing Systems. Go to askrms.com. Watch the video, call our office. We will start and do it all for you. It's exactly what's made me. You go to askloral.com, ASKLORAL. Ask a question, make a request. The exact same technology is what you could buy for a fraction of the cost if you just look around the bathroom wall called the internet. Now, specifically, I've had a teacher become a millionaire. He went from teaching, he was also a coach, and he started a sports line. He started selling and made that a $5 million company, sold it, and then joined our community. Noticed he'd overpaid a lot of taxes, got $72,000 back as a teacher in the state of California for being a teacher with a business on the side, but he didn't know how to pay tax right. Then started to invest in real estate and started to do a lot of that right. And came back around and said, I'm actually going to hit the road with you. So he actually traveled with me, lived in this space, became a coach, became a mentor, became a guide in more business development, and then took a huge CEO job, took that company to a next place, then dropped that, actually transitioned out of that one, didn't drop it, still very active over there, and then started another one with a whole nother company, a whole nother CEO. So a lot of this success comes by who you know, where you put yourself in the environments, what kind of mastermind and mentoring groups are you in, who's influencing you. And quite frankly, when it comes to getting a mentor, none of my mentors except for two would give me their cell phone because they just couldn't be bothered. Well, I'm paying them a lot of money to mentor them. So I decided early on, there'll be no politics or religion talked about here, not out front facing. I clearly have my views. More importantly, you have my cell phone. You become a client of ours at the highest level and mentoring a mastermind, you get my number. Why? Because I'm going to continue to make sure that our teams, and we have a lot of people, we have 28 financial and business experts around here that are great at marketing, at sales, as business development, tax strategies, trust, corporate structure, you name it, it is in this community because you're going to need it all to be super successful. I mean, anyone can be a millionaire, right? It just depends, do you want it? And are you willing to do what it takes? There's too many people in this new era of, I just want to sit home and work in my remote home. You don't have any clients at home. And unless you have a good camera set up and you actually know how to post and you follow every channel's algorithm, you're not going to win out there by yourself. You've got to have a team. You've got to have a team of experts. Well, you can have your own practices. Some of my fastest doctor millionaires and nurse millionaires, nurse practitioner millionaires is surgery centers. So they started buying not just real estate, not hospitals. They own surgery centers, which is actually illegal requirement that you have to be a doctor, nurse practitioner, PA. You have to be in the medical community to own one. Huge success in that. And surgery centers have cut costs across the entire health care system down to much cheaper, much faster. You're in and out. I remember when I had big knee surgeries in the 80s and 90s, I'd be in the hospital for 10 days. You're in and out in the same day. You're walking within hours. Things have changed and evolved so much. The other way is become an expert. I have doctors who have books. And one of my favorite, I'll just give a shout out to Dr. Phil. He says, stay off my operating table. He's a heart surgeon. He says, stay off my operating table. Here's how you stay healthy, not going to end up on my table. Right. So now he's got a very successful podcast. He speaks, he's got coaching, he has a consulting practice, he's got a telehealth practice, and continues. I mean, a lot of them carry supplements. They're in direct sales lines. How do you become a millionaire as a nurse? Well, there's an obvious one, is just traveling, right? If you just go from a traditional hospital setting to being a traveling doctor, traveling nurse, traveling functional medicine, traveling, and you're willing to get out into the world and do more, meet more. Again, it's who you know, how fast can you move a database, which that Ask RMS, I'm not telling you need it. You have to have it. So get our marketing system, because you're going to need those leads. Now let's talk about the lucrative opportunities. You say, well, aren't those the same? Well, not really, because there's some really lucrative opportunities where you can go online. You could actually do a podcast. You could partner with other people, be an affiliate and in relation to other people who have already gone way before you. Like, I'm considered a teacher. I am a teacher. Right? I'm teaching the money knowledge, and I've made hundreds of millions of dollars. You say, yeah, but it's not a normal school system. Yeah, but I have had books in normal school systems. It's just different. So I don't care if you're a teacher, a nurse, a doctor, a chiro, function medicine. We are pretty much industry agnostic. I've been a millionaire in 8 industries, about to be in 9 and 10 in the next year. My goal by the end of 2025 is to have 10 industries that I'm a millionaire in. Big bandwidth of knowledge. So you say, well, how do you start? Well, you got to pick one. So I was in fitness my whole life. So I went straight out, 17 years old, started my own personal training business, then went to aerobics instruction, and I just continued. Then I went to corporate wellness, because that was the trend. That's where the trend was going. Corporate wellness pays more. It's a bigger check for a lot more employees than just one by one. So I learned leverage early on. I also learned leverage by picking up a lot of people I played other sports with, and they became my team. I got them all certified. So it was me and 16 instructors that were able to handle all this work. So you got to learn business models. You got to be around business. If you just show up and go to work and you just work at a coffee shop, or you work at a fast food restaurant, or you just work at some simpleton job where it's not what you really want to do, you're not in the environment. Be in the environment you want to live in and work in and enjoy. So get in that industry and start seeing where are the distinctions, where is the money really made. So many personal trainers, for example, right now think that they have to actually be part of a gym. Do you know how much is done online by people just watching fitness videos? I mean, one of my first clients actually did the bikini butt, and she crushed it. She would just teach fitness classes on just how to craft, how to strength train, how do you stretch, how do you do anything to have a bikini butt. And that was her sole focus. And she made millions just in that one category. And that was her whole body. That's just in one part. Look at P90X. Look at all of these channels. Like, where in the industry you want to lean into is the money being made? What's causing it to be made? Is it the traditional stuff that the industry shows you, or is there some alternatives? I promise you it's the alternatives. Anyone who's super healthy or super wealthy live in alternatives. The most successful, we move into alternatives. We move into distinctions. We do things different. Do you know how many tens of thousands of people say they're money experts? I'm the only one who put the word sequencing together, and the only one that put the integrated team together, and has actually held it together for now over 2 decades. So you can read whatever you want on the bathroom wall called the internet about who I am and what I do, but my sustainability should tell you a lot. Where are the lucrative opportunities and how do you find them? So my environment then moved to stage speaking and TV, which was great, amazingly lucrative, hundreds of millions of dollars. Then COVID hit. So then what do you do? Well, now you have to start shifting to other opportunities. So start looking at, what are you good at? What do you want to lean into? So subscribe to my channel. I need you here 5 days a week. I need you consumed in this content, wanting to live it and want to lean in. And the price I ask for to be mentored and coached by me is nothing compared to what you've paid to the IRS over the most of your adult life. So you pay the IRS or pay yourself is my new theme. And I'm going to continue it through 2024 forward, because most of you would rather be lazy and pay the IRS than actually get up, get knowledge, and pay yourself. Pay your family and create generational wealth. Last, let's talk about these schemes and just scams that are out on the internet that could get you in a lot of trouble. And a lot of you are just shiny object people and you're looking around, you're going to get burned, especially when it comes to the investing side. Once you learn to make it, you got to invest it. Like again, and I'm going to start with, again, Ask RMS, Rapid Marketing Systems. We developed it because we watch so many of our clients get ripped off. 5,000, 10,000. Somebody just paid somebody 27,000 for a website and it's like a joke. You can't even process money through it. So how are you going to make money online when it doesn't even have a basic merchant processor? I mean, the basics aren't done. It's just a sexy brochure. The mobile ability of it for 27,000, that thing should be pristine. So it doesn't cost that much. We have cracked the code on that since COVID and we know how to do it. The scams are unprecedented on the internet. I have over 200 ripoff channels on TikTok. So when you're on my channels, you better memorize how to spell my name. It's Loral. Langemeyer's Langemeier. So people are going to sneak an L in. They're going to add an extra E. They're going to leave out an E. I have so many people ripping me off. I guess that's a compliment because what I'm doing is changing a lot of lives, but it's not me speaking to you. You know for sure that you're on a scam channel or a scam content piece if they say, this is all good, but mine's better and go buy this. And there's a lot of people who are ripping me off that do crypto swaps. They do Forex. We don't do any of that. We do no investing online. So be careful. And I'm not talking just about myself, talk about anything. Some of you want to get coach trained. There's really crappy coaches training out there, right? And then there's the International Coach Federation, which is the body of all coaches. So start there and then start sorting out the highest quality training. So there's a way to do it. There's a path that makes it faster. I promise a 3 to 5 year plan. And in fact, if you really want to see the tell-all, this was my latest book 2 years ago. Actually, we're recording this in May of 2024. This was May of 2022. An all-time bestseller, personal finance best-selling book, business best-selling book. This thing crushed it. It has a tell-all of what I did when my kids were born to what they did until they were 17 and now 24 years old. So how much do you want it is really the cost of it. If you want it, we're here to give it to you. But if you're going to sit on your rear and be lazy and broke and complain, we have the saying that I've made up. It's called, so what, now what? So what has happened to you? What do you want to do about it? And just going to create a whole new life. So we're right here. We'll be back tomorrow. If you have any questions, go to askloral.com, AskLoral. Talk to you then.